Alright, so here we are back at it again. This is basically suction cup training video number 2, I guess you could call it. We're going to be going over everything with the suction cups. We're coming at you live again from one of our restaurants. Basically what it's going to be is, this is for a single standing hood. Usually you find them on the B hoods. This type of setup is obviously different. That's why I wanted to take a short little synopsis of it. This style hood actually makes it a lot easier to get to than a V hood, because as we all know with the V hood, you got one part of the hood that's on this side, another part of the hood that's on that side. Now we have the V in the center, so it makes it a little bit more easier to get to. Reason for this video is we already did the one for a regular hood. This is, like I said, a single standing hood that's out in the open, display hood, something similar to that nature. This style of suction cupping is a little bit different. I'm going to show you the one of the easy ways of doing a 4 instead of using 6. Basically what a 6 is, you put one here, one in the center, one in the far side, 2 more on the sides, and then you have your 2 in the front for the fun. This is the easy and fastest way to do it with the 4s. Basically, you're going to take your suction cup, stick it right up in there. Get yourself set up with your corner. Get it snugged around it. You don't exactly have to worry about getting it snugged here yet until you finish your backside. Once when you're finished with your backside, that's where you want to pull it snug. That way then when you wrap it around to the front, you're going to be able to create that seal all the way around. Now unfortunately with a freestanding hood, when it comes to the suction cups, you may have to play with your plastic just a little bit, just some small minor tweaks to it. Other than that, it's really not difficult at all. You know, some people just kind of look at this and just go, well, it'd just be a lot easier if I went and shoved it all up in there. Well, the thing that I'm looking at is, when you take your plastic and shoving it, I'm actually creating less time by wrapping it and doing a suction cup. I mean, if you think about it, for as long as I've been sitting here talking to you and everything else, I'd probably only be right about here in the center. And I'm already done with my whole entire backside. Quick and easy, no problems, no hassle. I always like to go with a little bit hanging over on my sides when it comes to these freestanding hoods. Main reason being, you just get it into one spot that you're not able to create that perfect seal to it, and it drips on you, it leaks a little bit. This is kind of like preventative maintenance, I guess you could call it, in a way. And like I said, this is one where, you know, playing with the plastic comes into hand a little bit. You just want to get it to where you're able to pull it so it can come straight across to create that seal right there in the bottom. I mean, as you can see, I've already gotten my seal all the way around the bottom here. I got the plastic up high enough that if any splatter comes up, it's staying in the plastic and it's going to be going right back down inside of it again. So any cause of concern as far as it spilling over, there really isn't much, but it's always better to be on the safer side than it is on the sorry side. You get it where it drops and it goes all over the place, and then you're like me, you're cursing at the stars because you got water everywhere. I don't know about the rest of you, but I hate getting water on the floor. Creates more work for you after it's all said and done. So as you can see, I already got my one corner up. I may have to play with that one a little bit more and bring it in towards this way a little bit, just so I can get that nice cone shape. But as long as you're able to get it set up, it really comes down to being no issue. And I know we talked about this before, about licking your suction cups. Like I said, that's only when they get old, okay? If you take them out, pop it off, throw it into your toolbox, throw it into a bag, whatever, and you keep it in this form, it stays in this shape. It always has that concave to it. Once when that happens, now it's an old suction cup. It's no longer going to be able to just stick it on and suction. You're going to have to get it wet at that point. If you actually leave them open inside your bag, it keeps them flat. That way then when you go to adhere to it, you're going to get the appropriate suction out of it. And for those of you that are sitting there snickering, shame on y'all. Alright, so you got that part. Make sure you pull a little bit down. That way then you can see with where you are. Now the nice thing is when you do have it set up right, it don't matter how much you pull over. Okay? You're always going to be able to get it perfect. Now this is where my issue comes in. Because as you can see, let's throw this on the inside. I am stopped way too short from where that cone needs to be at. This is another reason why I'm doing this video. Like I said, this is one where you're actually going to have to place, possibly replace, play with the plastic a little bit to get it to where you need it. But once when it happens, it's a beautiful thing, I promise. Alright, so now I just went and replaced it. And as you can see, I still have that little bit of issue, right? Again, most of you guys, this is where you'll turn around and say, well, go ahead and shove it up there. You know what? On a hood like this, you're absolutely correct. I'm not going to lose anything if I shove the plastic up inside of it. But what are you going to do when you have something like a pizza hood to where it's 3-4 panels of these high? You see where I'm coming from now? You take that plastic, you shove it all the way up in there. This plastic that I have down here is just basically draping on the back side of the hood because it's so high up. With this type of method here, again, I could go half of the panel up on the first one, and I still have enough to draw down into my bucket. So, with that being said, now we want to get the funnel to where it's going to be out towards here for the bucket, so that way then we can contain all of our water. Your best bet, this is where also your excess comes into play. Because if you take your excess and you kind of try to turn it into something like a triangle, okay, as you can see where it's kind of hanging over, this piece is coming up, and then I can take it and I can wrap it around like that, pull this plastic back inside of it. That way then it's sealing it off and no water is going to get out. Because you see that this is where the excess plastic came in. And now I have that hole that I went through completely sealed. And now, I am able to achieve my cone. With this excess that's hanging off of here, again, no big deal. You can take it, spin it up like that, and look at that. I got my perfect cone. Problem solved. Again, this is coming from having to do those high side hoods that aren't low like this, that you could actually still take your plastic and shove it up in there and still have enough coming down over top. I'm trying to think of another good scenario other than the pizza hoods, like display hoods. they're out in the front, and you normally have 2 to 3 panels high because, again, it's a display hood. That whole entire thing's polished. It looks good. The inside looks good. It makes you wonder what the food's going to be like that's coming out from underneath of that hood, because the whole hood looks good on its own. I mean, I'm not a fat guy, but those ones that are kind of hefty, I'm pretty sure that's how they think of it. I'm not there. I don't know. But again, have any questions or concerns, feel free to hit me up on this site.